Just got my new Kawasaki Vulcan 2000 back from the shop. Bought this about a month ago and had some issues with it. Just finally got them all fixed. This is the most powerful bike, cruiser style at least, Kawasaki ever made. It's a 2053 cc engine, or 125 cubic inches. Got 141 foot-pounds of torque, 116 horsepower. Front wheel bearing was shot in it. Needed new tires. I just went ahead and had them do some things. Oil change, new spark plugs, air filter, just some stuff that I won't, at least won't have to worry about it for a while. And take it easy with these brand new tires for a bit till they get kind of broken, get worn in a little bit. These tires are kind of slick. This bike has a lot of pull to it. It's really easy to speed with it, unintentionally. Out this afternoon. See if I can get it out on a road I can get up to speed with it. I need to be careful through here. This bike is just so easy to speed with. Pipes are a lot louder than on the one I'm usually riding. I have this microphone set up in my helmet to try to attenuate some of this noise, but this bike's just a lot louder. I believe they're stock pipes. About 2 rides on it. Rode it into work one night. It felt like the front end was going to fall off of it. That wheel bearing up front was shot. There was all kinds of bearings in there that were shot in it. Half of them had fallen out. It sounded awful. Felt awful. Now it feels pretty smooth. Here it's got more power than a lot of your CVO Harleys. And a new windshield. This is a 2010. I'm glad I was going to go down and had somebody dropped me off in Lexington. I bought it on Facebook Marketplace. The guy was selling it in Lexington and said everything was on the up and up with it, and I was going to just see if I could get a ride down and ride the thing home, and I'm glad I did not, because I don't know what would have happened if I would have tried to ride it like that. 2 hours home at interstate speeds. I ended up driving down and trailering it back, and I'm glad I did. This thing just popping. It'll get rid of a lot of that popping in the exhaust whenever if you ever chop the throttle off or let off and get a lot of, or the engine brake and you get a lot of that popping. That Ivan's Performance is the guy's pretty sharp. He tunes them so that they run a little richer. It makes them run a little cooler. Gets rid of a lot of that popping in the exhaust. Oh, this bike is smooth now. I'm running over all these tar snakes, and it feels pretty good. Even though I'm riding around at around 55, I still feel kind of warm. It's pretty warm out today. It's in the 90s. I don't know what it is with the heat index. I'm gonna go straight home with it, but I might ride it around a little bit here. Oh yeah, it feels nice and nimble. It's about a 800-pound bike. Actually lighter than my other bike, even though it's got a much bigger engine. This engine is bigger than a lot of engines in some cars. It's getting a little bumpy now. Hopefully this image stabilization and this GoPro will take care of some of that. My visor is kind of shaking up and down some. It'd be nice if this thing had another gear. This is a 5-speed. It'd be nice if they would have had the 6-speed out back then when they making this bike. Which way this truck's gonna go? Maybe I'll get a ride. Faster than I thought I was. These are still brand new tires. I might as well take it easy on them until I get them worn in a little bit. But yeah, Kawasaki Vulcan 2000. Not a bad price for a pretty much production muscle bike. I had a friend from high school got killed right here a few years ago. He was on a motorcycle too. I saw him. I was heading into work, and it was icy out, and my car slid off the road way down in a ditch. I got up on the road. I was jogging into work, trying to get into work on time before I accident. I guess he was laying right there in the ditch. I didn't know it was him.